of review the journey of the long season and focus on the actual playoffs. And if you had a lot of injuries this year to overcome, talk about that too for a minute. Coach Knotts, go ahead.
It was indeed a long season with the breaks, but our guys kept their nose to the grindstone, and we've been relatively injury-free. We've got a couple dinged up right now, but our guys have done a good job of doing one game at a time. And, to be honest with you, we didn't even pay attention to who was upper state. We did 1 week at a time, and whoever was next, that's what we just turned our attention to. So I think we did a real good job of that, and just our goal every week, even in the preseason, was to just improve every week, and I think we've done a pretty good job of that, folks.
The same thing. I think the hardest part was the 2 delay weeks. It was different for everybody. You had to decide how you were going to practice, what you were going to emphasize during that time. Our kids did a real good job of handling that. Playoff, having the extra week of the playoffs was a little different. We were fortunate enough to be a host team in the playoffs, so that was something new to us. So it was, it took a while for us to learn how to be the host team, and just, versus being a visiting team. But once again, our kids, we try to break the season down throughout the year. January, we've got to do these things, and then moving into spring, and then into summer, and it's been fun to watch the kids mature during that time and stay focused and one game at a time.
Are you healthy?
We are, just like Coach Knott said, we've got the dings up. If you haven't played hard for 14 games, you're going to be dinged up. So, we're dinged up like everybody else, but, when the adrenaline starts flowing, takes care of those bruises, and, we've been real fortunate on major injuries.
Coach Tate and all the players for Bowling Springs, just talk about this moment. Take the game away, it's still 6 days away. Just this today, being here, experiencing this.
Yeah, I mean, it's new territory for us. We're proud to be here. Coming down to experience this is just another memory for our kids. Once again, we've got to get back home and get focused and understand that, practice this week and everything else leading up to games, the main thing. So, it's different for our kids, different for coaches too. What about you guys?
Oh man, it's a great feeling. We're blessed to be here. It's been a very special season. The Lord's blessed us tremendously, and a lot of people doubted us throughout the season and at the beginning of the year. But we have 34 seniors, and we stepped up and really led the team, and that's what we're going to continue to do.
Yeah, I feel like we got a proud team. Love working with these guys. We got a big opportunity coming up Saturday, so we're going to try to take advantage of it.
It's not you've made the comment now and then during the season that y'all could be 5-5. I mean, you've always not been extremely happy every game that you thought you could play better. But did you honestly think that that this team had what it took to get to this point and to be 14-0 with the schedule you played?
A lot of times you can see teams that are going to, think they ought to do well. This was a team that we had some real questions in the spring and the summer, and I did tell them they were a 5-5 team the way they were practicing through the spring and the summer and the preseason. But we've got some talent, and we've got some workers, and we've got some proud kids and proud coaches, and nobody wants to be called an underachiever. And I just felt like they were underachieving a little bit, and I think they've kind of risen to the playoffs risen to the task as we moved along in the playoffs. And they've kind of accepted my challenge.
Well, Coach, you've been in this position about 7 different times in terms of going to the last game undefeated. There's an adage you don't want your first loss to be your last loss of the season. How are the players how are the players motivated in terms of not wanting to see the season ending with that one loss?
Well, somebody's going to be unhappy, and it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. But the records don't really have anything to do with it. They're a great team, and we've had a great season. Both of they've done well, we've done well. So somebody's going to be unhappy, and we don't want to be those people that are going to be unhappy. So we're going to prepare just like it's any other game, and we're going to try to get better this week. There's some things we still can work on and get better at. If we don't, we'll get beat by tenacious team.
When you're 14-0 and when you're 13-1, you know, you've had great seasons, but was there a point in the season where you saw a turning point for both coaches?
Well, I think for us, you know, it was probably the Spartanburg game first time. You know, we jumped on them, you know, 14-0, and then it was a big momentum shift, and all of a sudden we looked up and we were down 21-14. You know, Spartanburg with the ball with about 7 minutes left, 20-yard line going in to basically put the game away, and you know, figured out a way of stopping them and drove the ball 80 yards, tied up, and you get it in overtime. So that was probably when we saw that we. You know, I always knew they had a little extra. That's probably when we really saw it come through the first time.
I think probably our first Fort Dorchester team game, because everybody talked about Fort Dorchester being the team. We were able to go down there and beat them, and then we got back and looked at the film on Sunday and we went, we didn't play very good, but we beat a very good team, and I think that might have been the light bulb moment for us when they realized be a pretty special team, you know, if they focused and got to work and did the things that they were very capable of doing. So we didn't play well, but we beat a good team. So we've just kind of grown from there.
What? Go ahead.
Players, what makes this team special? I mean, you talked about the chemistry in that, and you're hardworking, but what makes this group special?
The want to, you know, these guys. We want to go out right, so we just want to finish this thing off right. The hunger, you know what I'm saying? These guys are hungry.
Like Malik said, just the hunger and not being complacent and thinking that we're all that. We just got to keep working hard. And I just think that's what's been pushing us throughout this whole season.
And just staying humble and like Krishna said, just taking each week by week, and just getting this.
Questions for Malik. When the list came out for the Shrine Bowl, how much was it sort of a mixed deal where you were honored to be selected, but at the same time, you didn't want to play in that game because you wanted to play in a much bigger game?
It's a great honor, but, you know, ultimately, I'd rather state championship, you know, finish my last high school days off with these guys, rather than going to, you know, some strangers and just playing the one game. It's just a bigger thing.
Coach Knotts, defensively, what's Coach Pelham brought to the group? I mean, scheme-wise, you guys changed a little bit, but his personality and just...
I've been a hard-headed 4-3 coach all my career and 4-2-5, and I just like getting two big inside people that control the middle and get a mic that can run and make tackles. And Coach Pelham's got them running all over the field, and it's not, as an older guy, I'm not always, you know, I don't always buy into that, but it's, he brought energy, he brought passion, he brought, he's big on detail, and the guys really bought into it. It's a different way of playing our defense than what we've done before. It utilizes their talents. We were not a 4-3 team, so it really just happened at the right time. We're definitely a 3-4 team, and we're getting it done. So he's definitely stepped it up for us.
For Bobby, Malik, and Taylor, I imagine this has got to be the biggest week of your lives at this point. How do you keep your emotions in check going into a big game like this?
Just staying focused all week throughout practice and just buying in what Coach Knotts is telling us to do and just paying attention to detail every day.
We don't want to be known as an underachiever, so of course 14 games is a great accomplishment, but excuse me. Not winning the state championship it'll be a big letdown. So we're trying to finish this thing off right.
Yeah, we just try to remain humble, try not to let it get to us, try to just play it like any other game.
For the Dutch Fork players, a couple of years ago when y'all lost to Hillcrest, a lot of the seniors were saying that they sort of went into that game overlooking the opponent, not really taking it seriously. How do you avoid that same trap?
I'll just stay focused because it's a great team that we're playing. They got athletes, make plays, so we just gotta go in there and play hard. Like we've been playing all season.
Just paying attention to detail, doing the little things right, and just believing in the scheme we have for this week.
Coach Tate, can you comment on, your defense has been really good, really consistent all year. You're playing a really good offensive team with good balance, good time running back, quarterback plays well. what challenges do they face? I mean, I know it's early, but you've seen film. What challenges do they face for your defense?
Well, our defense is built off speed, not very big, but we've got a lot of kids that can run, they're a big, powerful offense that comes right at you, so we're gonna have to do some things to get our kids in the best position possible, make plays, and then let them play and make them. Like I said, we're built on speed, so I think speed versus size is gonna be the main problem we face.
Do they compare to anybody you played during your regular? I mean, can you tell your kids, hey, they're a lot like so and so, or?
Yeah, size-wise, probably like T.L. Hannah, probably when you look at as far as the size on the offensive line and the personnel size, they probably look comparable to T.L. Hannah.
The Bowling Springs players, just describe that feeling, the first initial feeling you had when that two-point conversion was no good.
I mean, especially since our first time being here, it's definitely a great feeling for us and the community. I mean, it's not really words to describe it. We're just glad to be here in this position.
It was a very emotional ending to the game. I was got on my knees praying the entire last 5 minutes of the game into overtime because it was a very emotional game with many ups and downs. And when I just saw it go in, like it was just like a wave of relief. Just came over me, Lord, because we had an opportunity to play in the state championship, and we're looking forward to it.
We just wanted to keep our faith in, especially on defense. We kept our faith, and we knew what we were trying to do.
So much has been said about the 34 seniors. I mean, you guys have been together from day one, from kindergarten up. I mean, now that you're all together, and Mason's joined in on this a couple years ago, but, how is that from the time that you talked about it being knee-high to the fact that it's actually here now?
It's been very special. We didn't really know the potential that we had until our JV year because we were playing a lot of teams that had a lot of upperclassmen playing on JV, and we were a bunch of young guys, and we had a very successful year. And at that point, we knew that we had something very special. And we have guys that lock in and focus and are focused on getting better every single day. And we've been able to do that this year, and it's showing.
For Coach,
You gotta feel like you guys are battle tested, obviously, against a good Dutch sport team, but you had to win the region once, and then some may say that you had to win it twice to beat Gaffney and Spartanburg one more time.
Yeah, you never like playing a team two times, especially when you play you play a team one time and beat them in the region schedule. A team that is playoff, history big is Spartanburg and Gaffney. So then when you have to play them again in the playoffs, that comes into your mind. It goes back to teams being there before and teams that haven't been there before. So, but you just have to stay focused, and our kids have done a great job of that. I think they're to the point now where they know what they've got to do, they know what's expected of them, and they're in that routine. And I guess that's the biggest challenge, to stay in that routine. Because when the kids come in every day, they know Monday we're doing this, Tuesday we're doing this, and this week is a little different with the extra day to prepare. So they'll do whatever we ask them to do. That's what they've done all year. So it's up to us as coaches to make sure we have it set up correctly.
for Coach Knotts, talk about the impact both Reese Nichols and Ron Huff have had on this team.
End of the season, well, we really thought we were going to get Jake Bentley as our quarterback. So when that fell, that chased the transfer away. And another one quit, but Reese stepped up and said, I really want to play football, even when we thought we were going to get Jake. And so, thank goodness he did. His development's been excellent. It was a little bit slow at first, but I think he's got a good grasp now of everything we're doing. We brought Ron up as an 8th grader to play JV ball and play both ways, linebacker, outside linebacker, he played linebacker. We played him at linebacker and running back, and he kept pestering me about being a running back, and I thought we had some other running backs. And, so we tried the same with him this year. We had him on the varsity as a 9th grader, and we experimented with outside linebackers in this 3-4, and we had one running back get a concussion and another not work out, and so finally I stuck Ron in there. And, he's really a great running back. He's got vision, he's got footwork, he's got speed. very special as a ninth grader. I would have never thought a ninth grader could do this at this level of football, but he's just the complete package. He blocks, he catches, he's done great. So those two have been instrumental to the development of our offense. We got three great wide receivers in Irby, Connor, Hackler, and their tight end, Ken, that can all get it done. And those other two guys came around, our O-line developed. We became a pretty good offensive football team.
Coach Tate, I got a question for you. I read somewhere that you said that you played 7 homecoming games in one season. How did you turn that program around to playing for the state championship?
34 seniors, that buy into what you're doing. You know, they used to be the joke at Bowling Springs. We knew we were going to at least get 20-minute halves when we went away. So it worked that well there. But, you know, anytime you can have a little rallying, you know, slogan, and we've got, you know, that's happened in our community. You know, we've got an assistant weight coach that the kids love, and then, you know, we remind them, look, we used to go play homecoming games, and now people don't quite want to schedule us for homecoming games as much as they used to, but that's a credit to these guys right here, and all the guys in our program. You know, right now, they bought in, they do what they're asked to do, and they're taking pride in what they're doing.
Coach, y'all had a slogan to start the season, "Here we go." How's it become more of y'all's mentality as the season's going along?
You know, it's funny, you know, coaches, when they say stuff, they usually say it over and over again, and then, you know, our weight coach, that's just a slogan that he uses, and it's just funny how it catches on, and then, you know, the kids like it. You know, I try to stay out of all that hype stuff. I said, as long as the kids like it and it's tasteful, go with it. And, he's done a great job of that, and our kids love it, and, you know, the community loves it, so it's been a good thing.